How's it going, bro? Once again, I'm the energetic stallion known as Night here with another story for you guys. This story is called Mission Impossible. Yeah, Mission Impossible by John Perry. Also name, by the way. It's in the genre of comedy and adventure, so we should hear some ass. Like I just did right now. The first chapter is known as Mob Rules. It was uploaded at the 10th of August. It has 5,014 words. That gives you like some kind of estimation on how long it will be. A couple of videos, supposedly, if I could do this fast enough without fucking up. Anyway, see you guys at the end of the video as always, and hope you guys like it as much as I do. Bye! Manhattan wasn't considered the city that never sleeps for nothing. Aside from having the highest rates of insomnia in the known world, Equestria's largest city was considerably alive with activity. Looking down from above, the main town area seemed to pulse with light. Its great noon sign casting a pale glow down the canyon-like streets that retailed out from the city centers. Even as the night grew late and the lights from within the many tall buildings of the world's greatest skyline went out, the slinking facades of the high-rise reflected the illuminate light from the streets. The many traffic signs, street lamps, and flashy advertisements for restaurants, street cider banks, Bronkway shows, cameras, fashion, and prescription medicine that treated the effects of overexposure to artificial light. Now that's a problem if there's artificial light. If there's a problem with overexposure to artificial light, that tells you something. God damn. Anyway, but far removing from the bright glow of Times Square, there was a dark side to Manhattan, both figuratively and literally. Overlooking the bustle of the city and the top floor of the skyscrapers has a dim light room. The apartment light from the outside cast long shadows over the group of ponies who were settled around a long, comfortable table. There you go. The figures, a mixture mares of stallions, were currently listing a pair of smoothly dressed unicorn stallions who were standing in front of several small white cubes sitting on the table. Yes, fillies and galops, one of them said anxiously. You won't find higher quality salt than this. Fresh cut, all natural, 100% pure salt. Oh, that is some pure salt. Extracted from only the finest sources. His mistress added the sing-along voice. Refined, nothing short of perfect and tasty to fault. Yeah. Cause your God. The two of them bake out into the song. Appropriately and a very considerably. Shut up already. Shut up already. There you go. A mare sitting at the head of the table yelling in a heavy Brooklyn accent, my bad guys. I swear, one more song that I use and I got the fishies. Capiche? Fishies? And it's the fish. Oh, and it's the fishes. Capiche? Sorry guys. Mikey! She added, pointing at the stallion straight to the closest to the two unicorns present, persisting the salt. Give it a lick, Mikey! With a gray, white earth pony who nodded and reached out to pick out one of the small cubes of salt sitting on the table. After clearly synchronizing it with his hooves with the training eye, examining the texture, the color, and consistency of the individual salt crystals. So it's salt like Drugs? I think so. Let's read on. He popped it into his mouth. Only seconds after closing his lip, his eyes widened and yup, his hallucinations, and his face light up with the sour cube dissolved over his tongue. His eyes winkered and he replied, tapped the hoof on the table before finally swallowing the saw and letting out a loud whooping cheer. Woo! Is that salted? He extremely he exclaimed, snatching a bottle of water that was sitting on the table, quickly gulping it down on now parched mouth. He likes it. A young donkey sitting upside Mickey shouted, "Hey Mickey, you really liked it?" "Shut up, Donnie!" The mare in the hair of the table grumbled. "I can see he like it." Oh, sorry, again. I can see he likes it. He turned back to the two unicorns. "Alright, so you got a good product. Let's talk business." Oh, snap. Breaking Bad up in here. The pair of unicorns glanced back at her. "Well, you take care of the disturbance and we'll supply you with..." Oh, okay. You take care of the distribution and we'll supply the salt. Then we'll split the profits. Say 75? 25? His companion fishes. The mare sitting beside his head mobster early spoke up. "You gotta hold it!" The head mare interrupted, thrusting his hoof into her competition mouth as he glared at the two unicorns. "Which one of us is getting 75% in this deal?" "Why us, naturally," the misstructured unicorn of the duel said comfortedly. The mobster was silent at the moment. Before the head mare spoke. "That's funny. That's real funny." Sorry guys, I cannot do voices at all. Or I'll try. "That's funny. That's real funny," she said. Her tone, eyes, and her expression lived. Only ain't ashamed. Sorry guys. "Only I ain't ashamed. Do I look ashamed to you?" She added aggressively. How about we take 75 and yours 25? Mickey suggested. "That's not nearly enough to cover all the costs," one of the unicorns shot back. But we'll sweeten the deal," his companion hesitantly added. Sorry. 65, 25. And there's our final offer. Okay. "I've got a better idea," the head mare said. I'm a generous mare. I'm a generous mare. So I make you a deal you can't refuse. You guys get 25% and as a bonus you get the Donna Carnegie Field guaranteeing. What? Anyway, of letting you two live long enough to make a second batch. The rest, oh, so it's a deal. Oh, I see what she's doing. The rest of the mobsters exchanged drags and knives from beneath the table and from their inner pockets of their jackets, flashing them tenderly, and a pair of the unicorns, Donna calligraphy, gains servantly. Do you have an understanding? The unicorns gulp. On second thought, the measured one began gathering nervously as his eyes that many sharp objects began pointing at them. 35 sounds like a very, very generous offer. Good to hear. The head mobster chuckled. I got that. No voices up in here. Glad to know you see it. It was a girl. Okay. She was interrupted by an explosion of breaking glass from the side of the room. which sent shards of glass flying into the table. Everybody in the room suddenly stood up, staring in shock at the mayor, who had apparently leaped through the window and was now crouching on the floor. The mayor had a dark gray coat, a black mane, and was wearing dark clothing that obscured her features. Her lower half of her face was sheltered by a mask, with only her eyes exposed, and she was wearing some sort of bodysuit which covered her cutie mark. Jewel was looking up to them with a sleazy gaze. "Who the fuck is this?" the Don exclaimed, looking at the new arrival incontinently. Bugsy, take care of this clown." Bugsy was an imperceptible-sized stallion who trod over every pony else in the room. Was very muscular and had a baseball bat for a cutie mark. He lunged forward at the strange mare, only to receive a powerful kick in the chest, forcing him to straggle backwards into the table. He looked up at the mare just in time to see her stood up in her hind hooves so gracefully. It was as if she was born a pipid, now level in the height with Bugsy. She flung one of her forehooves into his face, making contact with his jaw and knocking a couple of teeth loose before he crumpled to the ground in pain. He was surprised by the sudden crash of metal against metal. His attack was cut short by the blow in the mare's hooves, which was somehow proving much stronger than he had expected. With a start, he realized that the piece of a string the bow contained a long, thin blade like that of a sword. His surprise His surprise cost him dearly, as the mare took advantage of it to withdraw her sword and plunge him straight in the face, sending him to the ground alongside Bugsy. Does a knife willing monster charged at her, but she spun around, placing her forehooves on the ground and bucking her rear legs, sending the mobster flying into his companion, smashing a couple of chairs into the process. All this time, the two unicorns with the sword merrily stood agaze at the fight, too stunned to do anything else. It looks like we've encountered a small problem. Oh brother of mine. One of them. God damn, all those guys. One of them said nervously. "Shall we move on to the next town, Flynn?" "Right behind you, Flynn." His conversation answered quickly, already using his magic to throw her salt into a briefcase before the pair of them bolted for the door. "Hey, that's our salt!" the head monster screamed, flinging herself at the levitating briefcase and grasping it as films and foams frequently tried to use their magic to yank it out of her grasp. However, another monster had thrown towards them and smashed into the wall nearby. The two unicorns exchanged a nervous glance and let go of the case, bolt out of the room. Anyway, I'm out of time, guys. See you guys at the next video. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did.